You are what you wear. Your style is a reflection of your identity. We talk about this all the time, but is it true? I was recently searching for quotes about luxury and about handbags for a project that I'm working on, and I came across a handful of quotes around this topic of luxury and handbags being a reflection of your identity. And I found them very interesting, so I thought I would read through them with you. I just picked 7 of them to talk about and see what we think. I would love for this to be a conversation and not just me talking. And of course, the only way to do that is through the comment section. So I'd love to hear in the comments what you think about the quotes that stand out to you here. Particularly the last one, which I find the most interesting and the most thought-provoking. So I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. To hear what I have to say, stay tuned. And welcome, I am Autumn Beckman, and I am here to help you live your most luxurious life within your budget. I post new videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of those, and so you don't miss my daily community posts where I share the best sales of the day and fabulous handbags that I find. Also, don't miss my website, autumnbeckman.com. I'll have it linked in the description box below, and on the shop page is where you can find anything that I have for sale. Handbags, small goods, planner pages. I have an advent calendar up there right now. The most popular thing is the My Handbag Collection organizer. Here's the item tracker page, which is the heart of that planner. That's the front and the back, and this is where you can track everything you'd want to know about your handbags and small goods. But I have tons of other pages too, and more calendar pages and handbags and small goods coming fairly soon. They'll come when they come. It's taking longer than expected. So I found a ton of really interesting quotes on the topics of luxury and handbags, and I went through and divided them into some different umbrella categories, and this one about identity is the first one that I wanted to talk about. Let me know what you think of this video in the comment section after you've watched it, and that'll help me decide whether to do more videos on some other quotes. There's one about handbags and storytelling that I think was super interesting. I almost did that one today. But let's get started with quote number 1. This is from Lauren Hutton. You may be familiar with her. She's an American actress and model. And she said, "Fashion is what you're offered 4 times a year. Style is what you choose." Now that timeline may be true for runway shows and those more high-end pieces, but in today's world, we are offered new fashion pretty much every day. We basically have limitless offerings, and we can pick and choose as we wish, although we do typically have constraints like finances or accessibility. However, the point of this quote is really more what is style versus fashion. Well, for me, when I think of style or that question, what is your style? I always get a little stumped because I feel like we're supposed to have one answer to that question. Like, my style is minimalism or boho chic or country. But for me, and I'd love to hear how you feel about this too, for me, I've always been interested in a lot of different styles. And I have felt like, why limit yourself? And some days I feel like one style and another day I feel like a different one. I feel the same about work and hobbies and education. I'm interested in a lot of different things, and I enjoy doing a lot of different things. So why limit myself? And of course, it is the same with bags. I like a lot of different bags, a lot of different styles, different colors, different textures. So why limit myself to a very small collection if I can have a larger selection of things I really enjoy? But of course, most of us can't have all of everything. So for me, the idea of capsule wardrobes really helped. I've talked about this in a few videos, but it's been a while. So capsule wardrobe, if you're not familiar with the idea, is that you limit yourself to a certain number of pieces. I don't have a number, but generally you have constraints within that you have selected yourself. So you might limit yourself to certain colors, ones that work best for your complexion and your hair color, or maybe just colors that you tend to wear, and stay away from others that you don't, even if you like those colors. And then to pick pieces that work together. So you don't have a lot of clothes, you have a smaller number, but everything works together and is interchangeable. For me, I picked cool colors, greens, blues, and purples, and I tend to wear only solids. I have very few prints in my collection so that everything is interchangeable. And where I have more fun and am more expressive, as we'll talk about, is with the accessories. And for me, that is handbags and jewelry. So the clothes become this field, and then the accessories are like my playground, which is a perfect segue to quote number 2. This is by someone called Unknown, and they say a bag is not just an accessory, it's a blank canvas for creativity and identity. Now this one confuses me a little, and I wish we knew who wrote it so we'd have a little bit of context around it. Because when they say that a bag is a blank canvas, well, if you're a designer designing the bag, then yes, you can do anything you want with it. But if you are the consumer, then you buy a bag that's already designed. So it wouldn't be a blank canvas. And most people don't alter their handbags. They just wear them as they are. But of course you could accessorize a handbag with bag charms or with scarves. And a lot of us do that. But I think the average person who carries a bag doesn't. And every once in a while someone paints on a bag, so in that way it's literally a blank canvas. But I do think I'm probably taking this quote too literally, or perhaps it's not the best choice of words from the unknown author. I think what they're really trying to get at is that your bag is an expression of the person carrying it, and especially if it's accessorized. And that I can see. However, for me, I'm not sure that my bags, even when I accessorize them, are really a big expression of me in terms of my identity. I think that they give clues about things that I like, color palette, imagery, like animals. I have a lot of accessories with animals on them, but not really my identity necessarily. And that leads to quote number 3, which is by Inez de la Frésange, who's a French fashion designer and model. And she says the perfect bag is not one that just matches your outfit, it's one that completes your personality. Now I would have to disagree with the part about it completing your personality. That reminds me of that Jerry Maguire quote, "You complete me," which yuck. No, you complete yourself. Nothing outside of you completes you. Not your parents, not your significant other, not your children, not your home, not your car, and not your handbag. Some of the quotes that I've been reading, not just the ones in this video, they sound like they're trying to be intriguing. Like there's some alluring mystery to it. It's kind of like those weird fragrance commercials where it seems like it's trying to say something, but then when you stop and examine it, what it's trying to say doesn't really make a lot of sense. Again, I think this would be better worded as that bags can be an extension of your personality, but not that it completes them. And again, I would keep in mind the context here that this is a designer of fashion and handbags who made that quote and who is trying to sell things to you. If you feel like your life is not complete, there's a hole, there's something missing, here's my handbag. Now hand me your money. Quote number 4, the bag you carry can grab or not grab attention, but it's the person who carries it that makes a statement. This is by someone named Bella Smith, which is sort of a generic name. I Googled it and I came up with an influencer, so I'm guessing that's who it is, but I'm not sure. But this quote, that it's the person who makes the statement, this I can get behind. It's all about the person, not so much what you're wearing. The person is the most important thing here. When it comes to style, we all know that the way you look does not necessarily represent who you are. You can't judge a book by its cover, right? It's also about choices. Not everyone cares about trying to present an image to people that's based on their appearance. If you do, though, you'd better be careful that the image you're trying to portray is an accurate representation of you and you have the character to back it up. Because no one likes to be presented with something and then be wildly disappointed when that person opens their mouth. Quote number 5, a bag carries more than just your things. It carries your attitude. And this is another one by Unknown. And again, this of course pertains to people who care about style. I'm not sure that most people do, at least in America. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. I do like the initial sentiment in this quote. It goes hand in hand with the previous one where you're putting the person at the center of it. And for me, the use of the word attitude instead of personality or identity is key. Because attitudes change, generally personalities and identities don't, or at least they take a lot longer. Attitudes are more like moods, so when you're selecting a bag for the day or for a certain event, you don't have to ask yourself existential questions like, who am I? You can just ask, how am I feeling today? What message do I want to send today? Because attitudes are part of your personality, they are not all encompassing. Quote 6, a woman's bags are always personal. They have to do with safety, secrets, and identity. This is by Megan Abbott, who's an American novelist and screenwriter, and I wasn't able to find the context of this one, so I don't know if it's something that she said in some conversation or an interview, or whether it's something she wrote as part of a story. But it's really interesting. She brings up identity again. So for me, I don't pick bags based on my identity. I choose them based on things that I like about them. I choose to wear them based on things like how I'm feeling, or practical things like how much do I need to carry? What color goes with the outfit I'm wearing? Is it raining? But she also brings up safety and secrets, which is very interesting. So the safety part, oh, and I did want to mention too, she said women's bags. This should go without saying that women are not the only people who carry handbags. So let's get that out of the way. But the safety thing, I think, is more specific to women. Not 100%, but probably 90 or more %. Women, unfortunately, are in danger of being assaulted in many, many situations across our lives, where men in the same situations would not be in danger of being assaulted. Women do feel the need to carry some type of safety equipment in their handbag, be it pepper spray or something stronger. Let's move to secrets, because handbags do carry a lot of secrets. The ultimate handbag for carrying secrets, what's the first one that comes to your mind when you hear that? Is it the same as me, the Chanel classic flap or the reissue, where, let's see, I don't think this one has it. This is a reissue clutch. Yeah. It doesn't, but the classic ones that are the shoulder bags and not the clutches, they'll have a zipper here that's the secret compartment, secret, the so-called love letter pocket. So there's that in terms of secrets. But I wonder here, secret could also extend to just personal. Things that we have in our bags because they're personal. We don't want other people to have access, like account numbers, our address, our keys, hygiene products, phones with a lot of our data and messages between us and other people. Tell me, what secrets do you carry in your bag? And quote number 7, this is the one that I think is the deepest of all of these and the most thought-provoking. It says, luxury is not about the things that you own. It's about something that reflects your personal values, something that shows the choices you have made in your life. This quote is by Marcel Wanders, who's a Dutch designer and art director. Very interesting, because it could apply to so many things. So many things in our lives are reflections of our choices. But so many things might also be different if we had the ability to make different choices. Choices that are beyond limitations that we had when we made that choice. Limitations like finances. For example, your home. If you had unlimited income, is the home you're in now the home you would choose? I would bet for a lot of us that answer is no. Or limitations like your family or your culture. If you had been raised differently, how would that have affected your choices throughout your life? Or limitations like information. If you knew then what you know now, would you have made different choices in your life? Choices that would have landed you in a different place today. So for me, I think the real luxury here, if I may take the liberty to rewrite yet another of these quotes, is having the resources to be able to make whatever decisions you would want to make if you had no limitations. So bringing that back to bags, if you had no limitations, what bag or bags would you choose? Would the Birkin still be the ultimate grail bag for so many people? Would any brand name bag be? Would you design something that doesn't exist yet? I would love to know what that bag would be for you in the comments section below. I'm also curious what that bag would be for myself, because I don't know. And I don't think there would be just one bag. I'm somebody who enjoys having multiple bags. I like the variety, I like the choices, I like the options. How about you? Please remember to check out my website, autumnbeckman.com, at the shop page. It'll be linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.